What's up, guys? We're back with starter deck 29 yellow Luffy. You know the deal. Same deck list as last time. We'll run it down quick. 4 Usopp, 4 Lilith, 2 Sindri, 4 Kikanojo, 4 Hogback, 4 Perona, 4 Robin, 4 other Robin, 4 Kuma, 4 Jinbei, 2 Kid, 4 Moria, 4 Jewelry Bonnie, and then 2 of the event Kizaru. We're 100 times stronger than we were 2 years ago. Let's jump into some games. Sorry guys, got a little bit of a late cut into recording this yellow Luffy mirror match. We're already past our mulligan, but let's get into the game real quick. I don't get to play a ton of mirror matches, so it is pretty exciting. We are just going to search out the Burn Nico Robin. I feel like it's really good into almost every matchup. Starve is pretty solid for this deck. Opting to just take the 8k swing here doesn't really matter. We're gonna try pushing for life a little bit. We're very confident in just setting up to play the 6 cost, but that initial swing I'm trying to test to see if they're running a Thriller Bark variant or not. A little bit of a thought here on whether or not to take it. It shouldn't be that complicated. I have multiple Thriller Bark cards in my hand. I should absolutely just trash a 1k counter. Here is when I realized that they're playing EP03. We are playing Thriller Bark EP14. This is going to be an interesting one. We did find the 1 cost unblockable. That's very important for later. Hypothetically. We're just trying to swing, eat a couple life before we drop down the Nico Robin. But that's generally the 6 Dawn play. I will normally play the Robin over Kuma even. And we were able to trash off one of their Kumas. That's pretty sick. The mirror match is really interesting because it's just 2 6 life leaders letting the opponent swing into them a lot. A lot. We are going to opt to play the Sindri out here. Worst case scenario, they swing the Nami into the Sindri, in which case our blocker did blocker things. Best case scenario, they don't swing into it, and we have a blocker for next turn. We are getting awfully close to the 2 life threshold, so we're kind of holding off on taking too many more swings at the moment. Looks like we're setting up to drop a Kuma down. Probably trash off a Thriller Bark character. I really feel like Kuma is so incredible in this deck with the Thriller Bark package, just because you can really put whatever bodies in hand into trash without wasting a 1k on a counter that you're not countering over, or you're just not getting the card into trash. Kuma also plays around Pudding, which is very solid. With you being a 6 life leader, taking extra hits, you're gonna have a lot of cards in hand. If we check the opponent right now, they have 7 in hand. That's a nightmare when it comes to playing against blue. You're always at risk of a Pudding. I'm a little concerned right here that they're going to play another Nico Robin down. Trash the top life and then heal 2. Yep, like I said, we're a little cautious, dropping down to 2. We really want to stay in that 3 life threshold. That way, if we need to, we can drop another character to heal us back to 4. 4 tends to be a very safe amount of life with this leader, in my opinion. Right now we're just pushing smaller numbers. We're really trying to get cards out of their hand, setting up for a future turn where we have a couple more big bodies on field and maybe we can get them down to 1 life. We can drop the Bonnie down potentially. This was actually something I was not expecting. I personally do not run Flaming Dragon King, but this card seemed interesting. I'm not gonna play it in my list, but it's kind of cute, you know? It's kind of cute. It's searchable. You don't always have to use all of your Dawn. It's just not necessarily my play style. It was interesting to see. Someone in chat on stream the other day mentioned this to me, and I didn't even give it a second thought. I just said no, I'm not gonna run it. The list is so tight, it's hard to fit it in, but it seems like they found room for it in their list. Yep, so they were able to swap out their top life with the Flaming Dragon King. They put the Amaru in so they could discard 2 cards to heal back. Not terrible. Not terrible at all. We are just going to opt to Gecko Moria, and then we'll play out the Perona to freeze the Nami. We're just, at this point, we have enough counter in hand to get out of 1 8k swing. So my idea here is that they're going to drop a 9-cost Bonnie at some point. So I felt comfortable dropping the Perona to freeze the Nami. That way they could do 5, 8, 9, or they could do 6, 8, 9, and then also the Bonnie with the 10k swing. So I felt pretty confident, especially having the unblockable event that's also counter. I felt good here. I felt pretty solid. Kind of just thinking here, now that they've swung the 7, I know they're not dropping the Bonnie on us. Luckily, we triggered the Usopp plus 2k until the end of the opponent's next turn. They really got a lot of value out of this Nico Robin. It's the Nico Robin from EP03. I think I mentioned earlier, you trash a life and then you heal 2. So amazing. I do notice that they have 1 Dawn open. I'm kind of worried about them having the You'll Frighten Me Boa event. So I swung 10 to put them down to 2 life, which gives them the range to use you'll frighten me. But as we'll look here, it seems they actually used Flame Split to boost themselves to 6. We'll swing a 6 just to get a card out of hand. They didn't give us a card, so here we just jam the Rush Bonnie. Oh, funny. It looks like they actually triggered another Flaming Dragon King to swap their bottom life. Thankfully, again, we did have the Bonnie, so it wasn't a big deal. Next up we have Luffy versus Boa. I'm pretty confident in this matchup. We're just gonna try searching out our Thriller Bark cards and hopefully find some stuff to burn people. Here we grab the Perona just because I know they're gonna play a lot of cards out of their life. It's gonna be nice to slow them down a smidge. All pretty standard stuff here. We swing 5 with our leader. I want to say we're just gonna put 3 on Lilith and swing again. I like to pressure Boa a lot. All pretty standard so far. We just go 6 here. Again, I'm really not concerned with putting bodies on field off of triggers from Boa's life. We really just want to take them down to 0 as quickly as possible. On this turn, I want to say we're just doing 7, 7, 8. Again, we're just trying to push through their life. I'd really like to take them down to 0 this turn if possible. We do get 2 cards out of their hand on that one. And then another 2 cards there. That time it was 2Ks though, which is valuable. Chat, this is what I mean about Perona being such a valuable card. I knew the Hogback was gonna die. I let it get KO'd just so we could bring the Perona back to freeze the Kuma. Such a high value card in the deck. Boa has 8 Dawn here, so I was kind of assuming they were either going to do a Kuma or this Boa play, and theoretically I am willing to protect the rested Perona as long as they swing 8 or less at it. They do swing a 9, we can't counter unfortunately, nothing really to freeze. So we're going to try baiting some cards here, see if they'll rest their blocker. Now we just drop down the 9 cost, try to swing for lethal. They are in their 10 Dawn turn. I believe my anticipation is that they're gonna drop the 9 cost Boa to gain a life and then rip one of our lives. But I'm not really sweating it. I have a lot of confidence with this deck. It feels like the counter will be in life. I'm just not sweating it. As I kind of predicted, they did drop the Boa, and then I assume they're just going to start swinging out here. 5, 5, 7, 7 is probably the best bet. Oh, they actually decide to start with Kuma into Perona. Was not anticipating that. We get lucky with a nice Kikanojo trigger there. This is actually kind of insane, chat. This is such a lucky trigger. Bonnie has a trigger where if you have 1 life left, you can rest a 7 cost. So we're actually able to rest their boa blocker here, which I wasn't worried about them swinging the boa blocker, but I didn't want to have to play around it on the next turn. So we rest the boa blocker, we just drop the kid, and then we swing big with the Bonnie. And that wraps the game up for us. Let's move to the next one. Last game of the video, we're going to cover Yellow Luffy versus Blue Purple. I've seen this matchup a little bit. We cover it a little bit. It's not that bad. I do wish my opener would have had Nico Robin or Kikanojo in it. I'm pretty confident not swinging for the first couple of turns if I can establish the Kiku and then the Robin, just to easy put them down to 2 life before we start swinging. But it doesn't seem that way, so hopefully we draw into the Kikanojo on our 4 Dawn turn, but we shall see. So we get no Kikanojo on 4. We're just gonna put it all on leader and swing. There's no reason for us to really establish bodies here when they're all undervalued. All of our plays currently need to equal out to curve. So we have all even number cards in hand. So if we play down a 4 cost 5k on our next turn, say we get a Kuma or a Robin potentially, we play the Robin for 6, our 4 cost body now cannot swing, and our Monkey D. Luffy can't swing. So I opt to just get aggressive here instead of waiting around. We'll just do a 9. The token Jinbei does come out of life, of course. 6 Dawn, we draw into the Nico Robin, whatever. Here, we're just gonna try pressuring a couple cards out of their hand. If they take it, they take it. If not, we got cards out of their hand. We play a Hogback. This isn't really to do anything. We're just throwing another body out there, kind of anticipating that they're gonna kill the Jinbei. But really, I'm just setting up my turn to play a Eustace Kid on 8. We don't save the Jinbei, there's no value in it. And now I feel like we're sitting pretty, you know, we have 8 cards in hand, a 9k body on field. We're good, you know, we're good. We got him to 0 life. What could go wrong? They grab a Nami off of leader effect, all basic stuff, you know, just a blocker we have to work around, but we have the unblockable event. It's all good. Oh, chat, oh no. Chat. We did not play around pudding. We're dumb. But we drew into another unblockable event, so it's fine. I am at this point very worried that they're going to kill off the Eustace Kid. If they just attach some Dawn to the Roger, they could kill it pretty easy here. We only have 3k worth of counter. But I think they're gonna try playing the Nami, otherwise we just go 19k with the kid. We get lucky, they just swing neutral 9, then they swing 10, we'll happily counter out of that. Then here again, I'm kind of worried that they're gonna put Dawn on their leader and just swing big into the kid. Chat. The number of times I've triggered Kikanojo in this deck, it's amazing. It feels so good, it feels even better in this deck. I think you just statistically have more chance because you have so much more life. I don't know, it feels great though. What a lucky like trigger, because now we have another body to pressure a card out of hand after they probably play down a blocker. Yep. As expected, they play down the Nami, draw 3, and then we're kind of waiting to see if they put them at the bottom. So they did put them at the bottom, meaning they were not great cards. We're going to swing 6. This is just to get a card out of hand. We're going to swing 9. This is to try getting them to use their Dawn, which they do, and it was not a Gum Gum Giant. So they give us 2 cards. They're down to 4. So the reason we sequenced it the way that we did, going 6 with the Kiku and then 9 with the Kid instead of swinging other bodies and saving it all for the Captain Kid, I was trying to bait through cards out of hand versus them using their blocker because we had the unblockable event. So there's theoretically a chance where we save the Kid swing and then they block out of something else and they have the counter and they're good. It's unlikely, but in my head it just feels more comfortable to try eating through the cards in their hand to reduce how much counter they could have, because now we have 9, we can swing 14, they're 6k, they have 4 cards in hand. At max it could be 8k counter. 8 plus 6 is 14. So at the best case scenario for them, they can counter to match where we're going, but they can't counter out of it. We do 14 unblockable, and that's the game, chat. Thanks for tuning in. Well guys, that's going to be the video. I'm feeling pretty confident with the deck list so far. Going into the rest of the week, I might try out swapping to a 3-3 split on the Eustace Kid and the Nico Robin, just to give myself a little bit more diversity in my curve plays. But I'm liking the list a lot. I've been having a ton of fun with it, and I'm excited to play more. If you guys enjoyed the video, make sure you like, comment, or subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.